Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Wolves nil, Manchester City 3, and I mean, this game. If I can say something there, if I can say something negative, I think this game reminded me of prime Guardiola Barcelona in La Liga, right in that period from 2008 to 2011, where they were just like dominating the game, the league. And not in a good way, by the way. This remind me in a good way because I think that team was one of the best teams that we've ever seen. But it made the league so boring because you just knew they were going to win, and you just knew they were going to win, and they were going to win, and they were going to win, and they just kept winning, and in some ways, and that's fine, right? I'm not a Manchester City fan. I'm not supposed to be entertained by Manchester City, so I get that. But it's just as a neutral, if you're a neutral fan, and I don't think I can be a neutral fan when it comes to Manchester City. I don't think I can be. But as a non-neutral fan, as someone there, it just makes it boring, and I find the league boring. I just find this sort of level of domination boring. And the reason why I say I find it boring at this level of domination is because today I don't think City played well. I don't think they played well at all today. I mean, at the level that they can play, at the best, which I think but their best is probably, when you talk about the Nottingham Forest, you talk about Crystal Palace, you talk about Sevilla. That's their best, right? And they weren't at their best today, and they still managed to win 3-0. And that is a problem for the rest of the league. And it's not Manchester City's fault, by the way. This is not Manchester City's fault. This is not Manchester City's problem. I think this is something that the rest of the league has to look at and go what we can do. But for them, they're just gonna do what they have to do, and they're gonna win games. But the reality is that even at their worst, they can win 3-0. That there's a problem. There's a problem with competitiveness. Now, that's a debate, and that's a question for other people to ask. But we'll stick to the game for now. And I there were parts of it that I liked. There were parts of it that I thought were an interesting watch, and then there were things that I was like, oh my god. So we'll start off with the goals. 55 seconds to score the first goal. I mean, Wolves will be disappointed. They'll be disappointed having conceded in the first minute itself because that completely kills the game plan, right? Whatever game plan Wolves might have had, and they made a good go of it in that second half. But the thing is, by that time the game was lost, and the game was lost because they conceded two silly goals in the first half, and to concede the goal right in the first minute. And the way that they concede it is just typical City goals, isn't it? It's not something special. It is not something unique. It's just what City do. Work the ball a little bit, then get out wide to De Bruyne. De Bruyne puts in a cross. And normally Haaland is on the end of it. This time it's Jack Grealish. Much needed goal for Jack Grealish. By the way, I thought he played very well, which was a performance that he needed as well for himself. But the fact that it was a good team goal, and it's 1-0, and I think that will disappoint Wolves, just the way that they conceded, the fact that they conceded so early and completely threw everything off back. But it's 1-0. Again, City knocking it around a little bit. Then in the 15th minute, they go and say, you know what, let's get another goal. Haaland picks up the ball, runs with it a little bit. I said that Haaland might have problems scoring outside the box. Now he's made me look foolish, hasn't he? I thought I'd found a chink in his armor. Maybe this is why I'm not a manager. This is why I'm not a manager because I thought he couldn't score from outside the box. Tell you what, I mean, and he does score out of the box, outside the box from this time. But tell you what, though, I think Max Gilman was at fault there. I'm sure the commentators will mention this. Max Gilman was at fault because for one, he was indecisive what he wanted to do, and two, he completely blocked off Jose Sa's view of the ball, and then Jose Sa lets it go through. Again, the goalkeeper could have saved that. Probably should have saved that. It was not the best of Haaland shots. And I don't think he'll look back and say this was it was one of my better goals. I don't think it was, but it's a goal. He gets them. I think at this point you just got to accept that Haaland is going to score. He's going to score every game for Manchester City. There'll be maybe 4 or 5 games he won't score here and there, one game here, one game there. But I think every game, by and large, he will score. Or at least you've got to go into every game expecting Haaland is going to score. So as a defense, you've got to think how we're going to get 2 goals or 3 goals, whatever we need, because Haaland's going to score. So I think that will be something to figure out. I don't think he had his best game today, by the way, again. And I normally don't look at touches. I don't look at those kind of things. But I thought today there were quite a few moments where, he lost his footing a little bit. He was a little bit, not so, maybe it's fatigue. Maybe it's just, boredom. I don't know what it is. Yeah, there were a few times he lost his footing. There were a few times where I think he got caught, where he was not able to get in the right positions at times. So I don't think it was one of his best games, but he still got a goal. He still got a goal. That's Haaland. He gets a goal anyway. 2-0, and then the red card. I think the red card killed it. To kill the game really for me. Killed it. I mean, Nathan Collins, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was thinking and why he's trying to go for that challenge. I mean, there's really no need to make that challenge. It was frustration. It was stupid because he's just going after, and I just feel like he was frustrated. And he thought, oh, I got to win this. And, he just, it's a moment of rush of blood. It's a moment of madness, but it killed the game. for Wolves, because once you're down to 10 men, even at 2-0, they lost the game. But once you're down to 10 men, it kills any interest in the game, because then like, well, Wolves are not coming back, and they weren't coming back. And the irony is they actually had a very good second half. About 20 minutes in the second half, they were really good. They pushed City back. I think that might be Bruno Lage's plan as well. Just try and get to 0-0 at halftime, and then the second half we'll try and make a go of it. We'll try and have a go at City, but just completely killed it. And there were moments of issues for City, and I think Ruben Dias for me had a pretty average game. To be honest, I think there were quite a few times where he was at fault. He was letting players. He was a bit switched off as well. The moment when Joao Cancelo was switched off as well, the chance there. But again, like I always say, you can be dominant in a game. You can have spells where you're the better team. Means nothing. If you can't score a goal, if you can't take advantage of those moments, it means nothing. Because all it does is it sharpens up the opposition to those, to those issues, and then they just go and get a goal anyway, or they do whatever they have to do in the game. So I think that is all that it did, really. I mean, there was some good chances. There's been a lack of decisiveness, and the fact that they were missing a striker. Like, even I don't have Raul Jimenez. They didn't have Diego Costa, of course, yet. And I think there's someone else as well who's not available today. So they were missing strikers, and that showed in the fact that there's no focal point, and so therefore there was a bit of indecision, a bit of hesitation to try to get the ball into the box, because they didn't really have that presence. So that was an issue. They gave it a good go. I thought Ait-Nouri was excellent in that second half. I like watching him play, but you never really felt like Wolves were going to score. Like, you never seriously felt like Wolves were going to score. You thought, maybe they could do something, but you never seriously felt that they could score. And again, this is me as a neutral fan. When it comes to Wolves, I'm neutral. I'm not neutral to Manchester City, but I'm neutral to Wolves. And I'm saying this as neutral. Maybe as a Wolves fan, you had a different opinion. So let me know in the comments if you thought differently. Maybe as a City fan, you had a different opinion. Maybe you had your heart in your mouth for about 20 minutes there. I don't think so, but maybe you did. Let me know in the comments, of course, if you did. But that was it. And then City just say, okay, that's enough. We played with our food. We've given you a chance. Right? Let's just finish this off. De Bruyne goes down. Nice little link up between him and Haaland. And it's a good cross, and Foden just flicks it nonchalantly into the back of the net, just like that. And then you could see the disappointment on Lage's face as well at that point. You could see it, like he threw his file down, because he was like, why the hell have they conceded? We've got a foothold in the game. Let's try and see if we can make something of it. I'm going to bring on a couple of forwards. And then he goes, screw this. This is just unbelievable, right? He was really disappointed, and I think he will be disappointed that scoreline, because I don't think it reflects the performance of Wolves, and it doesn't reflect the performance of City. Because like I said, City were not at their best today. And yet they still come away with a 3-0 win. It just speaks to how good they are at this moment in time, and why I believe they're going to win. They could win every trophy this season. I believe they will win the Premier League and the Champions League. It depends on how much they want to stretch themselves in the other two, but they could win all four. That just shows that. But I was impressed with Manuel Akanji. I know they gave it to Kevin De Bruyne, the man of the match. For me, it is, and maybe because I played as a defender when I was younger, but I just felt Manuel Akanji deserved that man of the match award, just for the fact that there were moments of when you always expect De Bruyne to do well. I guess you expect, there's certain expectations from De Bruyne, from Haaland, maybe even from Grealish. But it just felt like Manuel Akanji for me, like, there's not that same expectation. Yet he did well. He covered for Ruben Dias on quite a few occasions. He covered for Rodri on quite a few occasions. So I thought he deserved that. But I get why they gave it to De Bruyne. Numbers, stats, 2 assists. You can't argue with that. He did well. But yeah, I'd just like to make a shout out to Manuel Akanji. So smash a like for Manuel Akanji if you were impressed with him today. I thought that he had a good game. Someone who came in with very low expectations, but has really done well in the last couple of games. Really looks like a very, very good signing. And once Laporte comes back, once they have Ake fully fit again, I wonder who will be their centre back pairing. It will be interesting to see. Because also got John Stones waiting there. I also like Jack Grealish's performance today. Not just the goal, which was a good goal, like the fact that he got in the right position. But I thought some of his other plays was pretty good. He wasn't as elaborative today. He was trying to be more, he's trying to do more simple things. He's trying to keep the game simple, trying to keep the game moving. I think sometimes he just thinks that his job in the team is to get fouls, or his job in the team is to run with the ball. Sometimes he's just got to slow it down, just got to take it, not slow it down like the play, but just got to slow himself down and calm himself down and just do basics sometimes. And I think that's what he tried to do today. Look pretty good, and hopefully this is something he can build on as well. Anyway, 3-0 City go top of the league as well. I mean, we'll have to see if Arsenal can reclaim that spot, if they can beat Brentford, but that's something, isn't it? Hopefully they can. Hopefully Arsenal can do that. But anyway, that's for tomorrow. For today, I think congratulations to all City fans on the win. And do let me know in the comments. What do you think about the game? What do you think about City's performance? Was there something that stood out to you that maybe I didn't catch? Let me know. Of course, always love to hear from you guys. And do remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. We've got a couple of videos coming up today and then tomorrow as well. So quite a few games. So when you subscribe, you do get notified for all those videos when they drop. So do that. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.